So now some might say, hey, they conceded already 19 goals. This defense is shit.
Good day and welcome back to our weekly chat in English about RB Leipzig, our beloved football club here in Leipzig. This podcast is brought to you by Richard and Mario directly from Leipzig. So let's get started. Good morning, Richard. How the devil are you?
Good morning, Mario. Thanks for inviting me today. Yes, I'm a little bit tired. It's early in the morning.
Yeah, as sun is shining. That's good though.
But I've got a few things to say about this game against Man City and got some opinions about our task at Saturday. So let's get started.
Yes, that's brilliant. So today we're going to have the key takeaways from our encounter with the noisy neighbours from Manchester from Wednesday. And we're going to have a preview of the match versus Bochum. And Richard, I am really dying to know why the heck are we only going to score one goal? But you're going to enlighten us pretty soon. So, Richard, how about our encounter with the mighty Manchester City team on Wednesday? What are your thoughts?
The result of the game is clearly a disappointment. Okay, there's nothing else to say about that. I think we must admit also that this was very deserved. So clear the better team won the 3-1. But a key takeaway that I have seen, at least for me, is that RBL is able to show huge discipline in terms of defending their own penalty area and do not try to keep pace with a clearly superior opponent. So to me, at least, it felt as if the main aim was do not concede more than one goal in the first half. That task was fulfilled with nice effort.
Yeah, but on the other hand, it wasn't very attractive to watch, was it? I mean, we were wondering, we were really wondering, shit, are we ever going to get the ball again?
Yeah, that was felt to me too. But on the other hand, listen, I tried to find a game where City was in front with 2 or more goals and bottled it. And I looked back 3 years, I haven't found one. So if anyone out there listen to us, please correct me. But so what I'm trying to say is, if you're down 2 goals to Man City, you will lose the game. Okay, then this is game over, and you have to avoid that. And sure, so Marco Rose said afterwards that it was not the plan to come up with only 13% ball possession after 20 minutes. But in my opinion, to be able to spray the ball around and simultaneously keeping the best team in Europe and most likely of the world far away from the own penalty area, Marco Rose knows exactly that this requires every man on deck, so including Orban, Olmo, and Campbell, and more individual quality in every unit on the pitch. So that's my takeaway from that game.
You're actually right. And people who sat around me, some of them did understand that, but we were really stunned because we never seen RB Leipzig playing that way or being forced into such a style of play in this season. And sometimes it felt Manchester City just needs to pick it up 1 or 2 notches and they're going to score 2-3 goals. But again, you're right, very disciplined from our side, but at the same time not really creating any chances in the first half. And but what I noticed, my key takeaway is that the noisy neighbours from Manchester did pitch up in a large number. I mean, it was Wednesday. There are no direct flights to Leipzig. I think it must have been around 3,000 supporters who actually attended the game. So really a lot of respect for that. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to pitch up with 3,000 people in Manchester. But when it comes to the noisy part, they weren't really noisy, to be honest. They were just singing when they were winning. And I think you sat closer to them and you could pick up chants like "City, City, City" like 3 times, and that seemed to be it. But there was a theory from a neighbor, from one of my neighbors in who was sitting next to me, and he said they probably had too much of the beer in the city, and they were just chilling now. Plus, they for them it wasn't very an intense game. It was quite clear that they're going to beat us. Um, and um, and I did read in on X Twitter about a lot of new supporters or temporary supporters in the B sector. And the B sector are our stands, which is where we have our ultras, which we don't have. But this is where the chants come from, where the atmosphere is created. And there was a lot of complaints that a lot of people were just watching and didn't take part and didn't join in. I must admit, I didn't pick up on that. I think the atmosphere was really good. The support was there for 90 minutes. Everybody felt okay. The team tried to give everything they had, and they just met a galactical superior team, including Shoshko, who was in the wrong shirt again. But to be honest, he is in the right team. If you look at his quality and style of play, he's in the right team. And I'm glad we got so much money for him.
Yeah, you're right. But according to Josko, I remember a few times where he dribbled with the ball. He took the ball into midfield and further into our area.
Mm.
And there was moments when I thought, "Oh, come on, get the ball now!" And then attack over his. Yeah, because I said in our preview, I was like, "Hey, we have to attack the left defensive side of Man City," and
Mm.
it was the side that was open 2 or 3 times when Josko, as I mentioned, took the ball into our territory. But unfortunately, we couldn't get any effort from this.
No, but all in all, I'm not too disappointed. I'm still very optimistic about our team and how we're going to progress in the Champions League. Not sure how well we're going to play in Manchester. Just avoid another 7-0 would be awesome. Next game is vital, and nothing really happened because Bern and Belgrade drew, so we're still in second spot. We just need to beat Belgrade and Bern again and progress to the last 18.
Yeah, 60.
So, but
60.
it was nice to see you as well on Wednesday. Thank you. So let's wrap this up about City, and I'm dying to know, Richard. You were teasing me on Wednesday.
Mhm.
Why the heck are we only going to score 1 goal versus Bochum? Come on, there
Okay.
must be a big reason for that. Do explain.
Okay. Get ready. So you talked about progression. Okay, we have to see progression in our team, and this is what is lacking at the moment, I think. So, okay, let me take a look on Bochum first. So it's a very experienced team. Okay, with an age average of 29.7 is by far the highest value in
It's
this
quite
category.
senior.
Yes,
Mm.
it's a senior.
Mm.
It's a very adult team playing adult football.
Oh, here we
Uh,
go again. I'm
Mark
afraid.
Mark Marco also likes that. Um, and the squad should be very well attuned because it seems that the head coach Thomas Lech, doesn't like to change the starting 11 if it isn't necessary.
Hmm.
So in the first 6 games in the league so far, he started only 13 players, which is amazingly low. And the defense in particular always is the same. What means that we, in my opinion, we likely don't have an edge because of misunderstanding or miscommunication between the players in this unit.
Oh yeah,
As
you got a point. Yeah.
as long as they are pinned in their own half. So now some might say, hey, they conceded already 19 goals. This defense is shit. Um, and should be outplayed easily. And yes, this is true in terms of turnovers. Okay, so I watched the goals that Bochum conceded in the last recent games, and 2 of the 3 goals they conceded against Gladbach came from turnovers after a lousy defended corner, third one, by the way. And even in Munich, when Munich scored 7 times, a few of those goals came on counterattacks and hilarious mistakes from the Bochum players. So there was one scene where Bernardo um, passed the ball in his own half right into the feet of Kane. and you cannot do
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
You have to play the simple ball. You have to look, where is my next player open, just as City did. And so, and if Bochum stops being so generous, handing the ball over on a silver platter over and over again, then it will be everything but a simple task to score here. So if I was the head coach of Bochum, I would park the bus. I would park the bus in
Oh,
my
shoot.
own territory and give RBL the ball and say, okay, if you want to beat us with the ball. And this is what RBL struggles with. Okay, so let me explain this. And then I will come to that point where um, I tell you, I assume that we only will score one, maybe two goals. I don't really want to carp about our offense, but there is a certain thing I want to point out. This is the efficiency to convert chances.
Hmm.
The whole season so far, when I was watching our games, it always felt like this is a huge quality at present, okay? And I looked into some stats, okay, here we go, and was proven right. In our first 6 games this season, we had 7 expected goals in total, but scored 16 times. So that means we scored 9 times more than expected. And this is something which you cannot sustain the whole season.
So does that mean we were just lucky, or?
No, I think yeah, maybe a little lucky, but it tells us, in my opinion, also a lot of the quality of our players, which is clearly above the average in the league, and
Should
almost
be was expensive.
yeah, yeah, it's in top tier or second best tier in every unit on the pitch. So okay,
Mm.
we have a lot of quality in our players. But Bayern has this too, and Man City and all the other big clubs in the top 5 European leagues. And I looked into the last seasons, what the benchmark is, being in this category over a whole season. And Bayern was with plus 17 last year, and Man City had plus 12 in the last season. So what I'm trying to say is, um, yeah, quality will show you that you don't need that much expected goals to score that often. But on the other hand, now +9 after 6 games would lead into a +50 in that department, and this will not happen. This will not happen.
Well,
Okay.
this is very unlikely, of course, but for anyone,
Yeah,
really.
it really so.
Mm,
And
true.
I think we have to get better in creating chances. So
Mm, mhm.
um, in the in the last game against Bayern, we ended up with zero point 0.7 expected goals. Okay, and honestly, we had 3 chances.
It's true. Yeah,
We had this counter
yeah,
attack
yeah.
where Openda was a little lucky to shoot against the foot of Kim. That make
But he
it
did block him first. I mean, he gave him a nice little nudge,
yeah,
which
yeah.
enabled him to do it. But you're right. The ball was deflected, and Ulrich
And
had no chance
and the
whatsoever.
2-0 came after a corner kick with with um, really appreciative supporting act from Bayern's defense and Ulreich, who flew through the ball.
That
So
was Ulrich's error. Yeah,
yeah,
I remember.
and that game earlier. So Wiesbaden. Okay, this is nothing I want to mention here, but the game earlier in Gladbach, Werner scored our one and only game-winning goal, which was very unlikely to score, and we didn't really create chances in that game too. And so, to conclude this, if
Mm.
we want to win here, we have an opponent in Bochum that tries to keep up with us. If they don't, we have to try to lure Bochum away from their penalty area,
Hmm.
play with precision, and finalize attacks with shots from within the penalty box. Um,
Hmm.
this is not as that our players tend to take shots from too far away. Okay.
At least they're taking shots. Remember the times when I felt they would only stop passing the ball once they're behind the goal.
Mm,
So I could what I could foresee here is that the crowd is getting impatient after
yeah.
25 minutes when it's
Yes.
still
Yes.
0-0,
Yes.
and they don't seem to be taking shots or creating clear chances.
Yeah, you're right. That might happen. So so as I said, if Bochum tries to hold pace with us, we will have room We have space, and then
Mm,
in the quality of our players we have, counterattacks will show up. But if they don't, if they have to be outplayed, then it's gonna be really, really how to say, it's an exhausting thing and hard not to
mm.
crack.
And we have to be really, really patient. Sort of the patience that Man City showed on Wednesday.
Yes.
They were really patient. They were
Yep.
so confident that they're going to score anyway at some point. So, are you telling us that we're going to look forward to a really attractive game?
No.
Extremely attractive. I think I need a lot of beer in the afternoon. Oh my gosh.
And on top of that, I think there will be a little rotation.
Okay.
So I think we
So,
will likely see, okay, a lineup prediction. Um,
yes, please.
Blaswig, I think he will stay in the goal. I don't think that Pete will get another opportunity here.
No, I agree. That would be too early.
Yeah,
But he would be ready. I think he would be ready. If anything happens to Blaswig, I think he could step in. That's also what he said after the Wiesbaden game.
yeah, but I think Marco hopes that he will get some 90 minutes games in the international break in the upcoming.
True. Yeah, without getting injured,
Mm.
preferably. That would be nice.
Hopefully. So defense, I think Shima Khan on the right defensive side was quite okay against City. So close to
Yep.
run, and Lukeba will take the duties in the center backfield, and
Hmm.
Raum on the left side. And
So do
then
you
I
think
think
Henrys is still injured?
still out, I think.
Okay.
And then I think Marco Rose will rotate a bit, so that Baumgartner will be in for Schlager, and Seiwald will start again here.
Hmm.
You cannot go on that pitch without Xavi at present, so he's
True.
our creative motor.
Yeah.
Next to him, I think Carvalho will get a chance to start,
Okay.
and I expect Werner and Cesco to start here.
Werner. Now
Yeah.
that is an interesting take. Really.
Cesco, because you have a decent chance to score against Bochum if you come with crosses.
Okay.
So Bochum, I think they conceded 81 crosses against them, and Riemann, the keeper, didn't stop one. Okay, 0.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
every ball that came across into the penalty area has a chance to end in a header against
Over to you, David Raum, huh?
and Cesco.
Okay, so do you think we're going to succeed? And at the end, of at least scoring one goal, not conceding any?
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I think this will end up in a 1-0.
Wow. Okay. I'm not sure if I can share that kind of enthusiasm. I do think it's going to be 3-0.
Okay.
There must be more, but I'm definitely going to watch with interest to see if they create more chances. But they gotta they have to win a bit clearer than that. But at least 3 points. This is what we need. 3 points.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Hopefully the crowd understands. I mean, it's for the crowd. It's the third home game in the week. That's quite a lot. And after these really top quality opponents with Bayern Munich and Man City, we're back to the bread and butter Bundesliga day-to-day business. But I'm sure the support will be there. And it's about progressing in the league and getting back into the top 4. That's what we need. So I'm really looking forward to that. Well, Richard, it's been really nice talking to you again. I like this weekly chat.
Me too. This is gonna be big things someday.
Okay. Thanks a lot. So this was our weekly chat about the City game on Wednesday, our preview on Saturday's match with Bochum. Do leave us some comments, contact us via email if you have any questions, and we will be back next week. Thank you very much. Have a good day, Richard. Take care, guys. Auf geht's, Leipziger Jungs.